Thank you so much for tuning in to a sure-to-be long video talking about my summer concert series. So I actually finally went through the list of concerts that I saw, and I saw 16 concerts this summer, and that is definitely a record. I know when I was a teenager I had gone to a lot of concerts in the summer, especially festival concerts. I loved in my teen years, but obviously I had much smaller financial means then, so I think in my teens I probably maybe max 3-4 concerts in a summer, and I did 16 this summer. So I will jump in and talk about it in chronological order, what I saw, what I thought, would I go see them again. So the first concert that I went to was Poison and Cheap Trick, and that was at the Bud Stage. That was June the 19th. I will say, from what I recall for Cheap Trick, they were okay. Poison was a letdown. And I'm not going to complain because I actually paid $14 for that ticket. But to kick off the summer concert series, it was not the best concert of the summer. I was glad to go see them, much like when I saw, and maybe this is probably why I didn't enjoy Poison that much, is because I was comparing them to Guns N' Roses, and they're like, you can't compare the two bands. The musical talent that is in Guns is vastly superior to Poison. And I was probably just a little bit let down because they were a band that I have loved for so long, and I still like them. They're just not a great band live, and that's it. That's simply what it came down to, is their vocals live and their playing live is not anything in comparison to their studio albums, whereas Guns live is actually probably superior to their studio albums, and their studio albums are phenomenal. So that would be my first concert of the summer, and then I went to go see Sugarland with Brandy Clark, and this was at the Avalon Ballroom in Niagara Falls, which as a venue I absolutely love. It is fantastic. I do need to go see more concerts there. I will say the biggest thing is not necessarily, I don't mind the distance so much, but for whatever reason, the QEW is always a nightmare. And I actually did tack on a visit to my girlfriend Wendy's. I went to go see the concert, and then I went to her place afterwards, and I had what I would call a spa weekend at her house. It was really nice, but in terms of the band, Sugarland was everything I had expected and more for a concert. They are phenomenal live, and I would go see them again in a heartbeat, and I do really want to go see more concerts at the Avalon Ballroom. It is a fantastic venue. If you live out the Niagara way, you should be going to see more concerts there, because I don't think there's a bad seat in that house. It is really fantastic venue to see concerts at. So Sugarland was fantastic. Brandy Clark, I wasn't really familiar with her music, but I did actually really enjoy her as an opener. So yes, that was the second concert. The third concert was a long planned concert with my girlfriend Andrea, and that was to go see Dave Matthews Band, and they were phenomenal. They were everything I had anticipated and more. They are absolutely a fantastic band live, and that was at the Budweiser stage, and that was on July the 10th. I would totally go see Dave Matthews again. Actually, Dre told me that they do some kind of like getaway thing, which I would be into going to see them on a tropical destination. I think they would be very cool. The crowd at the Dave Matthews Band was pretty cool. I actually do recall that there was this girl there with her boyfriend beside us, and she was having a piss poor time while Dre and I were having the time of our lives, and I don't know if that actually pissed her off or not, that two people beside her were having so much fun while she was being miserable, but her problem. Anyways, then an unplanned concert, and probably, ironically enough, because it was unplanned, I don't think it's the only reason that it was so good. So I went to go see the Foo Fighters the same week with Andrea at the Rogers Center on July the 12th. So if you follow me on Instagram, I refer to Andrea as my concert wife because she's my favorite person in the world to go to concerts with. We generally like the same music, and we have the same feelings around music, and she's just the perfect person to go to a concert with. So yes, she's my concert wife. And what happened there, I was not supposed to go to this concert. Her husband had some work things come up, and they had bought these tickets a while ago, and he couldn't go, so she asked me if I wanted to go, and the ticket price, I think, was like 75 bucks Canadian. So I was like, sure. I'd never seen the Foo Fighters before, just like I'd never seen Dave Matthews Band before, and I will say that I will go see the Foo Fighters every single time they are in town now. They are amazing. Dave Grohl is everything. He's a freaking rock star, and that concert was just incredible, start to finish. I was mesmerized by him and the band, and they're so good. If you have not seen the Foo Fighters live, you have to go see them. I think they are phenomenal. Then, the fifth concert on July the 19th was Darius Rucker with Lady Antebellum, and this was fun because it was getting on my 90s life with Darius Rucker, and he played a lot of Hootie songs as well as Lady Antebellum, and Lady Antebellum was everything that I expected and more live. It was a fantastic concert, and I would see both of them again anytime. Now, an unexpected one was Radiohead, and I was a huge Radiohead fan when I was younger. This concert was very good. A friend of mine had a ticket, couldn't go. I bought his ticket. It was $100. Not sure if you guys know this or not, but the Radiohead played 2 shows and they sold out like in minutes, so I was very lucky to get to go to this concert. I did enjoy this concert. I wasn't up on a lot of their newer music, so there was things where maybe I didn't get into it as much, but overall I did really enjoy Radiohead. If I go see them again, honestly, because I don't know the front of their catalog as much as their back of their catalog, I don't know if I would go see them again. Maybe, but they were good. They were absolutely outstanding. It's just when you haven't kept up with a band and followed their music, it's hard to justify spending money on a concert ticket, in my opinion. So after Radiohead was Kenny Chesney with Old Dominion, and that was on August 2nd. Kenny Chesney is phenomenal live. He is a fantastic entertainer, and Old Dominion was outstanding. I would go see Kenny Chesney anytime, and I would go see Old Dominion again as well too. They were very good, and that was on August the 7th at the Budweiser stage. No surprise. Next concert, also at the Budweiser stage, was Rod Stewart and Cyndi Lauper. And my brother and I took my mom to go see that concert, and that was a super special concert because it was with my mom and my brother, and that was a fantastic family bonding experience. Cyndi Lauper was outstanding, so she opened for him, and then he came on and did some songs, and then they did some songs together. They were both incredible performers. Cyndi Lauper is hilarious, and she had a lot of banter in between her songs, and Rod Stewart is a phenomenal performer, and my mom had a great time, and yeah, I don't know if I would go see them again. If my mom wanted to, then I probably would, but as a family bonding experience, it was absolutely outstanding. Great concert. Bud Stage, one of my favorite venues. I can't really say enough about that. Then a little bit of a sketchy concert for me was Dean Brody with Alan Doyle. I got kicked out of this concert, guys. Like, second song into Dean Brody. I had a few too many beverages, and yeah, I had to learn a life lesson there. Which was okay, because that was at the Bud Stage. Came back the next night, with my brother was much more well-behaved for Blue Rodeo, and they were phenomenal. That was the first time I've ever seen Blue Rodeo live in concert, and I will go see them again. They are absolutely outstanding. And now, obviously, with the unfortunate passing of Gord Downie, they are the only Canadian band that I would mark as a favorite that I would definitely go want to see live again, and I will go see them again and again. One thing that Blue Rodeo does very well is that blend of country and kind of rock together. They're definitely more country than anything, I feel, but they are phenomenal live, and I will go see them anytime they are in town again. They were everything I had hoped for and more. Miranda Lambert and Little Big Town, August 23rd. Guess where I saw them? Bud State. Miranda Lambert was phenomenal. Definitely the pain in her music from her breakups and her relationships come out, and the timing was still pretty ripe for my breakup, so it was phenomenal to hear her sing. My favorite song from her is My Vice, and she played that, and it was phenomenal. Little Big Town was really good. They actually came back on and played songs with her, which was phenomenal. I will say that I met a woman at this concert. She sat beside me, and we were both doing the same thing. We were both taking ourselves to a concert, and her and I struck up a conversation, and she was a great person to have sit beside me at a concert. And that was, again, Budweiser Stage, August 23rd. Next concert I went to was Counting Crows with Live. So I will say Live was incredible, and when I bought this ticket, I don't think I realized they were on the bill, and they were fantastic. Counting Crows, however, they were good when they were playing their music, but Adam likes to talk far too much between songs, and I'm sorry, dude, you are not Steve Earle. You do not have that right. You are not that interesting. So I actually left early before I could hear Mr. Jones playing. As I was walking out, I was pissed because he just went on and on between songs. So I would never go see Counting Crows live again. Sorry, bud. Then I saw, and this was the least expensive concert ticket of this summer, and I have to remember this for next year, the CNE. On Monday through Thursday, they actually, if you purchase a CNE ticket after 6 o'clock, it's $9. $9, and I saw James Barker Band with Washboard Union, and I got right up front, and they were incredible, and Washboard Union was fantastic. And next summer, I am definitely doing that more during the CNE. I am going to go see more concerts that way. I mean, even with regular price of admission into the CNE, it's 18 bucks. Like, that is, for a concert, that's really inexpensive. So I will be doing that more next summer. Watch and stay tuned for that series next summer. Then I saw, and I'm not even sure I'm going to pronounce this guy's name right because I didn't go for him. I got this ticket for 20 bucks, and it was for Niall Herons. He's from One Direction or something. But opening for him was Maren Morris, who I adore, and she was phenomenal. So at this concert, I actually met another girl. It was her very first concert. She was 19, and I gave her some concert tips that I have. Basically, hopefully nobody from Live Nation or anywhere else is actually watching this. So my concert tip is, if you get there early for the opener and not a lot of people are around, guess what? Go sit in a seat up closer because nobody's really paying attention. Sorry, guys. That's what I do. And then when the people that get there and that's their seats come and they show you a ticket, oh, I'm sorry, I thought this was my seat. I do that all the time. So I taught her that little trick. And we moved over when the people for the seats came in. And I think I actually I stayed for, obviously, I was there for the opener and Maren Morris, all of her. And I think I only stayed for that, like, two or three of that dude's songs because I didn't know who he was. I listened to his album that day, and he was alright. Like, there's one song that I really enjoyed, but I didn't go to see him. I went to see her, and she was phenomenal, and I will go see her anytime she's in town again. Then, I went to go see one of my very first true loves in music, which is Steve Earle, for the 30th anniversary of Copperhead Road. And this was actually at the First Ontario Concert Hall in Hamilton, and it is a great venue, and we got really lucky. Unfortunately for Steve, the venue did not get sold out, but what he did, and I love, because we were supposed to be up in the mezzanine, is he actually upgraded everybody. So because they didn't have enough to fill the mezzanine, so he upgraded all the seats and people all moved down, and I ended up in a absolutely outstanding spot. And Steve came to town actually at the Phoenix before, during the week, actually when I was seeing Maren Morris, but I do not like the Phoenix as a venue for him. And if anybody from Steve's staff is watching me, please pick another venue for him outside of the Phoenix, because I do not think that it's the best venue in the city for him to play at. Massey Hall would be perfect for him. He is a artist that, even though I would love to dance to his songs, I want to sit down and listen to him play. I want to hear him talk as much as he would like in between songs, because he is one of the best storytellers that our generation will ever see. He is an outstanding artist, and I will go see him again and again and again and again. He is somebody that I just cannot get enough of, and he was absolutely phenomenal. So, getting down to 16. This was the Outlaw Music Festival, and I will say the weather that day was not a good day, and it was miserable. And I don't do good with cold weather. I was pretty friggin' miserable the entire concert. It got cold. I actually was drinking tea at this concert. It was so bloody cold. They ran out of hot water and coffee. So, Bud Stage, in September, you should actually be aware of what's going on. Because yeah, it just made it a miserable concert going experience for me. But I will say, there was some people that went on before Willie that were really good. So Sturgill Simpson, which I hadn't really listened to very much before, he was phenomenal. And the Turks band was very, very good. And I got there when Tara Lightfoot was playing. She was also very good. I will say, unfortunately, Willie Nelson did not live up to everything I had expected. And I had kind of heard that from my mom before, that he wasn't necessarily that great live. I stayed for 4 of his songs and I left. Not because he was that bad, I was just so miserable. I had been there so long, it was so cold. For me, sometimes, and I've asked other people, and I've asked doctors and endocrinologists about this, because I'm a type 1 diabetic, obviously, I've talked about this, but I also have slightly low thyroid that got diagnosed after I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. But the thing is, when I get a chill and I get cold, I can't warm up. And this is what happened at this concert. I got chilled to the bone, and I just could not warm up. And I was miserable, so I left early. It's kind of not a great way to end the summer concert series, but I mean, really, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I went to 16 concerts, and of them, 14 were like, 13 I was pretty happy with. 13 and a half, because I really liked live. But yeah, I had a great summer. I had a great concert going experience, and I don't know if I'll go to 16 concerts next summer, but I definitely do plan on hitting up the Bud Stage again, and for sure the CNE. That is the best ticket going, guys. If you live in Toronto, you have to hit up the CNE for concerts. It was fantastic. That is my summer concert series. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do. And always remember, life's a journey, not a destination, so buckle up and enjoy the ride.